Morning. The Committee on Parole is called to order. Today is the 20th day of October, 2022. The time is 8:33. Members of the panel today are Mr. Alton Roche, Mr. Pete Freeman. My name is Tony Marabella. I'll be acting as chair today. Support staff located here at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge are.
John Pocher. Gary Young.
Thank you. Our remote location this morning is Concordia Parish. With the staff at Concordia, please introduce themselves.
Captain Atkins. Brandey Arceneaux.
Thank you very much. Our first case this morning is going to be Ms. Brandey Arceneaux. Ms. Arceneaux, would you please give us your full name and DOC number?
Brandey Arceneaux. DOC number 512292.
Thank you, Ms. Arceneaux. Let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then the board is going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow the participants who've indicated they wish to speak to have their input. Today, we have here on your behalf speaking is Ms. Wilmer Arceneaux, who is your mother, Armani Arceneaux, who is your daughter, and Tanya Carpenter, who is your friend. At the end, you'll be allowed to make a brief statement before the board votes. Do you understand our process, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
This is the matter of Brandey Arceneaux, date of birth October the 20th of 1988. Ms. Arceneaux is a fifth-time felony offender. She has a parole eligibility date of February the 6th of 2022, an adjusted good time date of August the 11th of 2025, with a full term date of August the 6th of 2026. She is currently serving a 6-year sentence on the charges of theft, possession of cocaine, and possession of hydrocodone, as well as simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling. Is all of this accurate, Ms. Arceneaux?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Arceneaux, Mr. Alton Roche will begin our interview process with you today. Would you please answer any questions he may have?
Yes, sir. I sure will.
Good morning, Ms. Arceneaux.
Good morning.
My name's Alvin Roche, and I will start off the interview this morning. First of all, happy birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
This is your 34th birthday, am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Ms. Arceneaux, you had a hearing in August of last year, is that correct?
Yes, sir. I did.
You got denied.
Yes.
You got denied based upon a high risk score. You needed more programs, insufficient time served, and yet a poor supervision history. Is all of that true?
Yes, sir.
So let's start off the interview by telling me exactly what you've done in the last 15 or 16 months. Tell me the programs that you've completed since your last hearing.
Okay. One of the programs was a risk management program. It's basically a substance abuse program. And by me being a drug addict in the past, I have a history of drugs. I decided that I needed something that's going to teach me about my 27 risk factors. And, being in recovery, dealing with the substance abuse class I took, I learned about just like blame, being in denial. It's a long process to recovery, but you have to step out in faith and you have to know what the triggers are. And I took the risk assessment class, and it taught me just different things about like blaming people, negative peer group, hanging around the wrong people, just different things. And one of my other classes I have taken was victim impact. That's about like the charges I'm dealing with and the things and the stuff how I have harmed people in the past. Victim impact. And I learned a lot about that because it teaches you have to sit down, you have to watch videos, and you have to understand from someone else's perspective what them taking in their place. And I also been going to church weekly. I have been attending church and working.
And you've also taken You did a victim accountability letter,
Yes, sir.
took anger management.
Mm-hmm.
What did you get out of thinking for a change?
Basically, thinking for a change is when you could sit down and you actually have to think about your situation and where you are and what's done change in your life from back then to the day. Thinking for a change was just based up on learning what you did in your past and owning up, showing, that you understand what happened, your crimes or whatever you went through. And thinking for a change was just like, it's dealing with the children too. Like if you have kids and stuff, you have to thank for them, not just thanking for them, but thanking for yourself. So thank you for a change. That was a pretty good class we have taken also.
Okay. Now, I think you're a third felony offender, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So, but actually, you're a fifth felony offender.
Yes, just constantly was getting in trouble.
So, tell me, Ms. Arceneaux, you're a fifth felony offender,
Yes,
you're
sir.
old, 34 years old, and you've been convicted of 5 felonies. Tell me what's different this morning than it was when you first entered Concordia back in what? You had a new conviction November of 20, only 2 years ago. So tell me what's different about Brandey Arceneaux that will make a difference in, if released, we won't see you again.
Okay, well, back then was different. Well, back then I didn't have a purpose.
Okay, now back then it was only 2 years ago.
Yes, it was. It was 2
You
years.
were 32 years old.
Yes,
You
sir.
weren't a kid.
Huh?
You were not a kid. You were
No.
30.
Yes, sir. I wasn't. But what has changed for me over these years, the last few months or whatever, just being incarcerated, it's a big step because anywhere you go, you still can have problems. But the first thing I found was God. I can't do anything without God in my life. And going to church and finding God, that's what has helped me, and my children has helped me. And I'm tired of just coming to jail. I'm really tired of it now. It's the same process. I'm tired. I want to change. I'm ready to change. But I also had to change my friends, people I used to know. I don't deal with these people no more. I stay positive. I work every day. I work hard. And I've been praying. I've been in my Bible. And it's just like when you're ready, God will help you. If you're not ready, he's not going to help you. But by me finding God and knowing what I want to do, and my mom and my daughter has been my motivation. They know the goodness that's in me. They see it when I didn't see it. So by me having that support system, and my 13-year-old, she loves me and she just kept working with me. Every day I talk to her, we'll pray, and she was just like, Mom, I see you changing. Things will get better. But I had to want it, and I wanted it, because I don't have time to give the system anymore. I need to live life and be successful and be there for my family. But most of all, I have to take care of me first. So it started with me.
How many children do you have?
I have 2 kids. I have a 9-year-old daughter and I have a 13-year-old daughter.
So tell me about your support mechanism that will assist you in staying clean, free, and living a productive life.
Yes, sir. I had reached out to one of the jobs from home, Tasty Donuts, and they told me whenever I do get released, whenever that should be, I have a job waiting on me there at Tasty Donuts on Loyola. I also reached out to a recovery program. It's an inpatient and an outpatient treatment program. His name is Mr. Jeff. And he was like, once upon my release, we'll do an assessment test, because I know recovery is a long process. But I'm ready. I'm willing. I'm ready. I had to step out to admit that I had addiction, and I'm ready to change. So I have done that since I've been away. And I have up here, I have the staff that's willing to help me. Like if I needed to relocate and move up this way, they're willing to help me out, and they have been here for me tremendously. But my main thing was if I get home to start a recovery program, because I can go there for my assessment and it will help me. And they also have sponsors there that'll help me get better jobs and just have a sponsor in my corner to start this recovery.
Is Mr. Jeff's first name Morris?
Yes, yes, sir.
So it's Morris Jeff.
Yes, sir. He when I had talked to him, I talked to him numerous of times on the phone. I called him like once a month just to check in with him and see how things was going. I even tried the facility, they let me try to call my Medicaid. So once I get out, they'll take my Medicaid and he'll start me. But he told me once I do come home, I just have to get my Medicaid and they're gonna see me. And he lived this right there in Metairie. Right.
Well, I know Mr. Morris Jeff.
Yes, sir. And he was, you know,
Tell me about your family support. Tell me about your...
Okay. My mom and dad, they're here for me. My mom helps me. My dad is an incredible man. He helps me also. I have my friends, they've been here for me. I mean, you know, they have seen me grow. You know, I'm not who I was. My daughters, that's really my encouragement right there. My 13-year-old, she writes me all the time. She tell me, she say, Mom, I know you had a disease and I knew you were sick, but it's time for you to heal. And, you know, as I've been talking to her, I've been growing. Like, she just want to see me do right. And I also have reached out to a school for truck driving school. My mom was like, well, you know, you can go to school, but you don't have to be truck driving. I just want to better myself. So I done stayed in contact with people that's willing to help me, church people and everything. Mr. Duhine, he's in New Orleans. He have a car company. I've been reaching out to his people in New Orleans, like just to make sure when I get out of, when I do go home, I can attend church and stuff like that. And the church.
Ms. Arceneaux,
Yes, sir.
when was your last disciplinary write-up?
I never had a disciplinary write-up.
And you've been incarcerated for what, 2 years?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Never had a write-up.
What is the longest period you've been incarcerated?
The longest period I've been incarcerated was a 6-year sentence, like 5 years.
And you served 5 years in that 6-year sentence.
Yes, sir.
So this morning you're telling me that you're tired.
I'm tired. I'm very tired.
And Ms. Arceneaux,
Yes, sir.
you interviewed very well. Young lady, I didn't get your name, Miss
Captain Atkins.
Captain Atkins. Can you give me a review of her incarceration and how she's been doing?
Brandey's doing very well here. Brandey's been here a year and a half, 2 years. She's never been a problem inmate here. She is over our IWF program. She has been for a little over a year. She runs it. She keeps up with all of the sales from the inmates. She keeps up with the inventory. She gets the ordering together for the lady in the kitchen for her to do the order. Brandey also does the cooking and giving the orders out, you know, through our IWF. Anytime we have inmates come in, she's getting starter bags ready for us. Brandey is one of our lead inmates here. She helps a lot, a whole lot.
Thank you, Captain Atkins. I really appreciate the comments.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, I have a decision.
Okay. Mr. Freeman, any questions?
No, sir.
Ms. Arceneaux, I do have one or two questions. Tell me, how long have you been doing drugs?
I started like in my late 20s. And once I started, I crumbled.
And what drugs did you use?
Cocaine, crack cocaine, sir.
And you were using crack cocaine until you came to prison a couple of years ago?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ms. Arceneaux, you sound very enthusiastic, and that's a real plus, and it's a real positive.
Yes, sir.
But it's a long process.
Yes, I know. I do understand that. Yes, sir.
And you've talked a little bit about, the program you want to go to and the recovery. How long do you think your road to recovery is?
It's a lifelong process. It's a lifelong process. But if you're tired, I'm ready. It's a lifelong process. I know it won't be easy, but guess what? I'm gonna fight this. I have to succeed, and I will succeed. I know it's a long recovery. It's a long recovery. I know.
Sounds like your 13-year-old daughter is giving you some pretty good advice.
Yes, she's amazing. Yes, she is.
We're now going to hear, thank you very much. We're now going to hear from your mother, Miss Wilmer Arceneaux. Ms. Arceneaux?
Yes,
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you. Tell us what you'd like to tell us about your daughter.
well, I miss her for one thing, and she's an amazing person. And I always have told her about people, her friends, what to look up to. God come first, put him first, and everything else comes second. Even I come second, but put God first. And we miss her. And I know she wasn't raised that way. I did the best that I could have done for her. But sometimes your children go astray, but I never closed the book on them. I always thought she can do better because when she was home, she still tried to help me in her worst ways when she was out there in this world, but she still showed me love, and we all showed her love. And so I just always told her it's going to be a better day. At the end of the tunnel, end of the road, it's going to be a light. That means you got to come out the darkness. You got to step out into the light and let it shine on you. But I always have told her, do unto others what you have them to do unto you. But sometimes you go astray, you don't pay attention, you let people lead you. Be a leader, not a follower. And I always tell her that all the time. You know, step out, do what's right, try, do your best. You wasn't raised like that. And I always pray for her, for God to take the taste, that bitter taste out of her for drugs. Leave people alone. The past is the past. The present is today. You shining. So forget about what happened a long time ago. Just improve and do better so you can stay on the street. You can stay with your family. We can be together, have love among us, and with your children. They miss you, but I've been here for her, and I've been here for the children. I have the children, and I always let the children know that their mother was sick. She still love you, and one day that sickness gonna be removed so she can be like everybody else, normal. Because right now, when you do these things, you're not normal until God take that taste out your mouth and you feel within your heart that you could stand your own grounds without anybody telling you what to do, how to do, and when to do. Because you know right from wrong. You got to use what God has given you. You just got to put everything aside and let the past stay behind you and just continue walking forward. And I tell her that all the time. I say, the past is the past. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the present, what you're doing now. And she have showed me, and she learning to cook. She learning this. She always tell me about what she learning in prison. I said, that's wonderful. I said, that's wonderful. I said, but just keep it within your heart, you know. And I do the best, and we all miss her very, very much. And I would like for us to be back as a family together. So when I call on her, she can come see about me because I'm getting older now. I thought I was young, but no, that birthday is hitting again, and I'm getting older. Things starting to happen. So I like for you all, whatever you all think and give her. I just like for it to be something good. I got my finger crossed in the name of Jesus, and give her another chance. And she just have to believe in herself that she can be strong and stand her own grounds. You don't have to have nobody behind you.
We
Thank you very
do
much.
appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. Is
Thank
Ms.
you.
Armani Arceneaux, her daughter, there with you?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Armani, would you like to say something to us about your mom?
Yes. Okay. So in life, I believe that people make a lot of mistakes from negative thinking, obsession, and bad influence. But nobody that the old Brandey was honestly poisoned from evilness and manipulation. But over time, I become more and more proud of her every day because she has made better decisions for herself, and she has proved to herself that she can be a better person. But she has done so many good things and so many bad things. However, I think she has improved over time and that every day she makes better decisions. And I think if she gets out that she'll have like a better pathway and that her mind will be like more positive and more influential from good people. Because I have seen my mother grow over time and she has got better over time, which makes me more proud of her every day. And I have been talking to her, giving her advice, and over time, she has got better with a lot of stuff. And I think that she's actually ready to change and make a better life, not just for herself, but for her family and children, such as me. And I think that she has become very working and courageous towards different things. And I think she deserves to come home and find a better pathway for herself.
Thank you very much, Ms. Arceneaux. Now we'll hear from Ms. Tanya Carpenter, who is a friend. Ms. Carpenter?
I'll jump in now because
Ms. Carpenter, I think you're on
they have a
mute.
hard time getting her until minute 44, 45. So I'll save us some really frustrating time.
We still
I'll try
can't
to
hear you.
figure out how to get Zoom to work, which still can boggle our minds being how late it is in 2022. But really, the board admin should be able to unmute her with a button, but maybe it's not mute. Maybe it's like her inputs are off. Who knows? Either way, I'll fix it.
Knowing that it was time to change, I'm tired of coming to jail.
That was my bad. 44, 45.
Thank you very much. Ms. Carpenter, could you tell us how you know her, how you've met her?
I met her in Concordia.
Okay, were you in Concordia as well? I mean, how did y'all get together?
Yes, sir. I was there. I was in Preston. I was in work release.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how long have you been out?
8 months.
Okay, and you're doing well now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, congratulations, and thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you. I just want to encourage her and be there to support her as well.
Good. It sounds like she's got a lot of good support. You're a big part of that, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Arceneaux, is there anything you'd like to say? I think you're.
No, I think I messed that up.
Is there anything you'd like to
Sorry,
say to the
guys.
board before we vote?
I missed
Ms.
your
Carpenter,
comment.
can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
We can hear you as well. I'm not sure exactly what was wrong with the computer, but we now have you on a speakerphone. So if you would please tell us what you'd like us to know about Ms. Arceneaux.
Okay. I've known her for about 1.5 years, and she's grown tremendously. She's very focused and very determined to change her way of living and her thought process. And she's very much looking forward to going home and taking care of her children and her being there for her family. She's very ambitious and very determined. She's optimistic about her new journey. And I believe that she's going to do an amazing turnaround in her life. And she really has a lot going for her. And I believe that she wants to make this big step out for her change and that she's going to succeed.
Thank you very much. Ms. Carpenter, could you tell us how you know her, how you've met her?
I met her in Concordia.
Okay, were you in Concordia as well? I mean, how did y'all get together?
Yes, sir. I was there. I was in Preston. I was in work release.
Oh, okay. Okay. And how long have you been out?
8 months.
Okay, and you're doing well now?
Yes, sir, I am.
Well, congratulations and thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you. I just want to encourage her and be there to support her as well.
Good. It sounds like she's got a lot of good support. You're a big part of that, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Arceneaux, is there anything you'd like to say? I think you're,
Huh?
is there anything you'd like to say to the board before we vote?
Yes, sir. I would like to say, first of all, thank y'all again for giving me another chance. And last year, it was still rocky. And you know, God knows everything. And y'all knew it just, I wasn't ready. But this year, ever since last year when I got denied, I just kept going. I just kept working. I kept aiming. I was like, you know what? It's going to be all right. I'm not going to give up. I know it's the reason behind everything because like he told me last year, I didn't want to step out and hurt my child. So I wasn't ready. But as of last year, I just kept pushing forward, looking for a job, first of all. So I know if I do get home, I have somewhere where I could work, where I could take care of them children. I found the church home. I found a drug treatment, even if it's outpatient, just to go there weekly with Mr. Jeff. Like I just stepped out in faith, knowing that it was time to change. I'm tired of coming to jail. I'm tired because I've been doing it for a while. You know, I don't want to do that no more. I just want to live life with my family, be able to have a good job, and it'll look like and be like, you know what, Brandey done what she need to do. I knew she could do it. So I'm just thankful. And when I did get denied, I just say, you know what, God, you got more for me. It's a purpose. It's a reason. So instead of me giving up, I just kept working. And actually, I've been working for the warden, like the administration for over a year also. And I'll be running IWF. And I just kept every morning I get up, I aim to do greatness. That's it. I just aim for it because I know that I can do it. I can do it. You know, if I could, I just know I could do it. And I just give all my glory to God because he changed me. Take that taste out my mouth. I don't want it. I just want to live life like a normal person. But I know it will be a long road, but I'm willing to put my armor of God on and I'm fighting the road. I'm fighting it. I have no choice but to fight it.
Thank you very much, Ms. Arceneaux. Is the panel ready to vote?
Oh, yes.
Ms. Roche?
Ms. Arceneaux,
Yes, sir.
before I deliver my decision, I'm gonna read my notes that I made last night. My notes say, 5th felony offender with an extensive criminal history, a moderate risk assessment, a high needs assessment, law enforcement opposition, and I need to see if she has any disciplinary issues. With those notes and those comments, 99 and 9/10% of the time, that offender will be denied. But there's a reason why we have an interview and talk face to face with the offender. I don't see that person I saw last night. I see a different person, a person that's determined, a person who says she has to change the people she associates with. There's a phrase in correction. You have to change people, places, and things. Those 3 things will get you in trouble. People, places, and things that you used to do, you can't do anymore. I've enjoyed the interview. I've been impressed. I'm going to vote to grant your request for early release based on an interview I had with you this morning.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to place some conditions on that release I hope will help you to maintain your sobriety and become a productive member of society. And you should be very proud of your 13-year-old daughter.
I am.
Listen to your 13-year-old daughter, and I would think she was 25 years old.
Thank you.
Conditions are, you have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. If you're working at that donut shop on Iowa where I know exactly where it is, I know exactly where it takes the donut shop is. If you're working after 9 o'clock, you must get permission from your parole officer to be out after 9 o'clock for legitimate reasons, work, church, or some legitimate reason. But you just can't say that the parole board said I could do it. You must get permission from your parole officer.
Yes, sir.
I want you to attend at least 3 AA meetings a week.
Yes,
Your
sir.
parole officer will adjust that as needed. But
Yes,
at first, I want you to attend at least 3 AA meetings a week. I want you to be available for random drug screens. The last thing I'm gonna do is, you have a story to tell. I want you to get with your parole officer. I want you with your pastor or Mr. Jeff. Give me 2 hours of community service. Not gonna make it difficult, just 2 hours of community service a month. Talk to at-risk youth. Talk to people with drug problems. Tell them your story and tell them the right direction.
yes, sir.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Mr. Freeman?
Mr. Arceneaux, I'm gonna tell you, I agree with Mr. Roche. When I was looking through the file, your record's terrible. And you can't fall again. You fall again, you know it's gonna be a long, long time before you get to see that 13-year-old again.
Yes,
You're
sir.
probably a young lady. So
Yeah.
do it for your family, do it for yourself, most of all. And I'll go with the same conditions as Mr. Roche, and I also vote to grant.
Thank you.
Mr. Freeman. Ms. Arceneaux, I've listened very intently to your interview. I enjoy your enthusiasm. You have come a long way since you've been in prison this last time, and certainly since your last hearing. Just to let you know a little bit about me, I was a judge for 14 years on the drug court. I presided over the drug court.
Mhm.
One of the concerns I have here today, and I don't want to rain on your parade, but I want to say that sometimes you can get too excited
Yes,
and to have too much enthusiasm. When you get out, and you're going to get out, when you get out, you're going to have some bad days. And you're going to have to just understand that that's why you go to those meetings. That's why you have to, one step at a time, day after day, because everything isn't going to be peaches and cream when you get out. Life is just as bad as it was when you came in. You're
yes,
going to
sir.
have issues that caused you to go, you know what your triggers are. You're going to have issues that prompt you to say, you know, how am I going to deal with this today? That's why you go to those meetings. That's why you work with Mr. Morris, Jeff, and work with that program, and you go to your AA meetings and you do those things.
Yes.
I think you've proven yourself today that you're up for the task.
Yes.
You've got a lot of great family support. And again, I don't want to rain on your parade, but I wanted to bring a little bit of seriousness to what's going on.
Yes.
It is a good day, because my vote likewise is to grant with the same conditions. So you'll be getting out very soon. But once you get out, you're gonna be back in that rat race. So just remember where you are now and where you want to be, okay?
Yes, yes, sir.
Good
Thank
luck to you.
you. Okay. Thank y'all.
You're quite welcome. We finished it. Is there-
Yes.
Captain Allen, thank you very much for your help. We will be adjourned from Concordia today. The time is 9:09.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll help you unpack that. Some of you or a lot of you might be wondering, what was she locked up for? What, like, they didn't really get into that. So I will tell you, and I'll also include the link to it. It's from the parole board docket. So all of her crimes have been nonviolent. It's really, she has all this felonies, but it's for theft, and it's Schedule 2, simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling. I mean, that means that you're robbing like a house or an apartment complex or a building, really. Theft, Schedule 2, and then again, simple burglary of an inhabited dwelling. And it's not a home invasion. It's very different. She's sneaking in, trying to take stuff. She was an addict. She was an addict to, well, as she said, crack cocaine. So, I'm for it, but with obviously all the precautions that they'll have in place, I think it's great that they have the curfew, and it's great that, and hopefully, I don't recall them having her go to AA. Did they say that? Now I can't remember. Normally, they make you go to AA and NA like 3 times a week or something. God bless her mother, who seems to have raised her daughter, like was it Miss Roche said, she's like a 20-something-year-old. She's only 13. She seemed, sounded like she's doing as good as any 13-year-old, especially under these circumstances where her mother's been gone her whole life. She's 34 years old. So she's no baby, but hopefully this is enough for her to, hopefully she has rehabilitated herself, and hopefully she will stay straight, and hopefully she has the maturity and the support, and she does have her friends who seems to have her back and on track, and she's going to do great. And this is the prison system doing what it's supposed to do, rehabilitating. Also, something I think worth pointing out is that she did have her hearing last year. I think they said July, and she was denied. I had always thought until this point that it was 2 years to reapply and then a year of waiting, so 3 years. This shows that I'm not that's not right. Maybe it's different depending on the prison. Maybe it's different depending on the crime. All the stuff gotta figure out. If there's any experts or anyone that knows this information, please do put it in the comment section. We really want to learn. And what do you think? You think it's interesting whenever I see the comments, there are certain people that are just adamantly have adamantly different opinions than the board and myself. So love to hear your thoughts. I, for one, also interesting, hearing was done on October 20th. It was her birthday. What can be a better day to get paroled than on your birthday? So I am happy for her, and I hope she's doing great. And she's going to be home. Well, she was home. She was home for Christmas with her daughter and her mother, and that's wonderful. With that, I will let you go.